second guest speaker is Joshua Hurrell. Joshua is a chief geologist at Bayan Air Ag. Joshua has over 20 years of experience as a geologist across the world. During his career, he's worked in Western Australia, Sweden, Papua New Guinea, Zambia and Canada in gold, nickel and copper in both open pit and underground mines. He has worked from the ground up to senior leadership roles. He's passionate about leading teams from the front and working with people to develop their skills and set up systems to allow people to get the maximum from their time in the workplace. He holds a geology degree and a management diploma, has 2 beautiful kids, an amazing wife and a love of cycling. Josh is going to present Listen to Your True Self. Let's go, Joshua.
Thanks, Dean. Throughout university, my goal was always to travel the world, and I believed geology would allow me to do this. I would hear stories of friends being unable to work in their profession abroad, including doctors in Dubai, a nurse in the UK, and teachers in South America. Each time I would hear this, I would think to myself that it was astounding that these awesome people couldn't get jobs overseas and how great it was that geologists could. 5 years after completing university, I managed to land a role in Sweden. My wife and I jumped at the chance to live in a foreign country and to live in a proper winter was all the more enticing. The job had its twists and turns and it was far from what I was expecting. For example, they had ramps without windrows, poor lighting, no high vis, no reflective clothing, and in this case, I had to concentrate on my team and my role in geology. What I learnt was that you should expect the unexpected with any expat jobs. It was an amazing experience living in a northern winter, including watching the northern lights from my bedroom window. We were able to backpack throughout Western Europe after the contract ended, which only fed our travel bug even more. We listened to our true selves and took the job and the life experience we wanted. After coming back to Perth, we started a family and I was settling into life with the aim of working in BHP forever. The nickel price was forever dropping and I considered myself unlucky to be made redundant. In hindsight, I stopped listening to my true self and I'd not just settled down, but I'd settled. A few months later, I landed a role in PNG and working FIFO, I was able to experience more of the world. I'd actually had 2 offers, but at the time, I took the PNG role so I could get out there again. A year later, a new role was created for me with the management team who were at PNG had moved on, so I took that offer quick smart. We travelled to Zambia with my daughter, just turned 2, and our son who was just 8 months old, crawling for the first time in Joburg Airport. This time we were expatting with kids in Africa. Even saying it still gives me goosebumps. We were on a great package which allowed us to travel some of Southern Africa and back to Europe with the kids while we were there. Canada was calling next. I was headhunted again and my family and I were able to experience more of the world. I was listening to my true self and great opportunities were presenting themselves. I landed a role as a chief geologist at a multi-billion-dollar startup where I could build the team, the systems, and I could lead from the start. It was amazing and I was excelling at what I love to do. We travelled to places throughout Canada and the US during our tenure before our National Lampoon's road trip around the continent. We saw some amazing places and I had some awesome experiences that the kids will remember forever. Like when we almost ran out of fuel in Alberta, or the aircon breaking in British Columbia when it was 38 degrees. Yep, they remember that. But they don't remember going to the Grand Canyon or Yellowstone. We then prioritised moving back to Perth for family and for kids' education. From 2015 to 2020, I was in jobs that weren't always a great fit for me, and looking back, I feel like I was forcing myself to stay in Perth and fighting to be happy. Working with Katie-Jeyn, I realised that I needed to be happy too, and that my fabric is expating and geology. I help to get the most out of the ore body by training the technical team to be the best they can be. Expating is where I believe I can have the most impact. The instant I started to think about this, I was called with an opportunity to work in Mongolia. I secured the role with Bayan Air Ag a few months later, and I am yet to get over there with COVID, but the company has been fantastic to set me up for success for years to come. Through this role, I've listened to my true self. I do what I love in training and mentoring others, and I will get to travel for work and for leisure, and it supports my family. Ensure you keep focus on what is right for you. Listen to your true self to ensure that you are successful by your own measure. I was hinging my happiness on others. I was looking out for what others needed and had stopped thinking about what I needed as a person and as a professional. My career acceleration tip for you is listen to your true self.
Amazing. Congratulations. Let's give him a round of applause. Nailed it. Yeah. Good. How do you feel? Amazing. Excellent. So, wow, you've had such an inspiring international career. We've been watching the photos. Yeah. Inspiring. And, you know, this is your second time on the Ambitious Leaders Network stage. And the reason why it's the second time is because you very quickly created phenomenal results and you continue to do that. When I met you, you had hit rock bottom. And that's because you've changed careers because you were putting everybody else before you. And then you transitioned back to geology, and you got a geology superintendent role. And then you got promoted, which wasn't expected, to geology manager. And then you listen to your true self and you're actually going back expatting, which is what you really love to do. So you've had a phenomenal 12 months, and I'm so excited that you're getting to go to Mongolia. And I'm also thrilled that Marie is here tonight, and I know that you both make a phenomenal team, and how it's going to be challenging for you to be a part, but I know that both of you will absolutely make it work. Yeah. So congratulations on all your success. Let's give a round of applause.